Today we are learning about factoring trinomials. So remember, the word factoring just means multiplication, but we're doing it backwards. And then trinomials, it just means a three-termed expression. So let's take a look at a quick warm-up problem before we get into the examples. Let's say we have x minus 4 times x plus 9. And we're just going to multiply this together. So I'm taking this x, and I'm going to have multiply x by x plus 9. And then I'm taking this negative 4, and I'm also multiplying it by x plus 9 here, right? First, outer, inner, and last for FOIL, all right? So x times x here will give me x squared. X times positive 9 is plus 9x. Negative 4 times x, negative 4. Negative 4 times 9 is negative 36. And then we combine the like terms, the 9x and that negative 4. We get x squared plus 5x minus 36 for our final answer. For today, we are going from, I will give you x squared plus 5x minus 36 as your question, and then we have to work backwards to this factored form where it's split up into two groups. For example 1 here, we have x squared plus 11x plus 30. And here's an easy way to break this down, all right? We're going to first look at our last term here, the positive 30. We're going to find all the multiples of 30. So list them out. 1 times 30, 2 times 15, 3 times 10, 5 times 6. And then we're going to look at all 4 of these options here and going to say which one of these will add or subtract to 11 in the middle there. 1 plus 31 doesn't work. 2 plus 15, nope. 3 plus 10, 13, closer, but 5 and 6 are our winner there. So what we do off to the side, 5 plus 6 equals 11. And now it's positive 5 plus 6, which means both numbers are positive. And then in our factored form, we're just going to write x and x, because x times x will give you x squared. And then it's plus 5 because this is a positive 5, and plus 6 because it's a positive 6. So let's take a look at example 2 now. So here we have x squared plus 4x minus 21. So we're following the same process, except we're going to have a little bit of a change here. We're first going to start out by listing the multiples of 21. 1 times 21, 3 times 7. And we're going to figure out which ones will subtract to 4x. Now, Mr. Cameron, how do we know that we're subtracting here? Great question. What if this number is negative? That means one of these numbers has to be negative and the other one has to be positive. So now this is where you need to think a little bit and figure out, hey, what order do I need to put these in? 7 minus 3 will give me positive 4. So that's going to tell me I'm going to have x plus 7 times x minus 3 for my factored group. It's still x and x, and I'll give you a hint. Every single question, whatever the variable is, you will just have one of each in the start of each group, okay? All we're worried about is finding numbers that multiply to this last term here, and we'll add or subtract to that middle term there, okay? Now, let's take a look at example 3. So for example 3, we have x squared minus 2x minus 15. So we're going to find two numbers that multiply to negative 15 there, but will combine to negative 2. Now the difference between this example and the last example is our middle term. The last example, our middle term was positive. This one, it's minus 2x. So this means find two numbers that add or subtract to 2x. So that's 3 and 5. Let's say I'm a knucklehead and I make this small mistake of 5 minus 3. That gives me 2. It's close enough. Incorrect here. This is 5 minus 3 gives you positive 2 when we need negative 2 for our middle term. All this means if I want to swap the sign, if I want to swap the sign, instead of having it be positive like it is here, I need it to be negative. All you do is you swap, not swip, you swap the numbers around. So 3 minus 5, that just gives me negative 2 now. If you don't believe me, check your calculator. So now we have a positive 3 and a negative 5. So we split it up to be x plus 3 times x minus 5. And that's your final answer. So let's take a look at one more example in example 4. All right, last but not least, for example 4, we have a squared minus 7a plus 6. Now, the only difference in terms of the letters is you're just changing letters. It's not going to make a difference for your final answer, other than the fact instead of x's, we are now working with a's. Okay? Now, something to notice here is my last sign is positive and my middle term is negative. This is a special case because this means that both of my numbers have to be negative. And by both of my numbers, I mean both multiples of 6. Now, two numbers that multiply to 6 but add or subtract to 7 are 1 and 6. So I know 1 plus 6 will give me positive 7. Again, we ran into the same problem made up in the last example where this is a positive 7, but we have a negative 7 there. So I need to change both of these signs around to make it negative 1 and negative 6 in order for them to combine together to give me negative 7. Now that this works, this matches up with my middle term right here. I can split up my two groups. I'm going to have a minus 1 times a minus 6. I get a because my variable's in terms of a. And then negative 1 comes from right there. Negative 6 right there.